Galnet News Digest, 6th of May, 3307. We read the news so you don't have to. In this week's news, Imperator calls for Imperial assistance. Hudson hails Snooper's charter success. The Hamster Wrangler.
Imperator Hadrian Duval has invoked the terms of the Piraeus Treaty and called for assistance, beating back this morning's attack on Nova Imperium by federal forces. The League of Mandu is acting on a tip-off that Imperator Hadrian Duval, the leader of Nova Imperium, was behind this series of starport bombings over the past 9 months. Their Harmony's Shield megaship, together with a fleet of Farragut battlecruisers, is besieging Piraeus and has called upon commanders to help rid the galaxy of what Admiral Natalia Lee describes as brutal terrorists. The Admiral declared that if the Empire won't bring the Imperator to justice, then the Federation will. There is as yet no corroboration of the claims about Hadrian's involvement with the NMLA. The Tri-Superpower-affiliated Counterterrorism Unit is still analysing the available evidence. The Imperator himself, who is in Dyson City Starport, has once again denied any involvement with the NMLA, and has called upon fellow Imperial leaders to prevent the Federation from imposing arbitrary justice within Imperial sovereign territory.
Federal President Hudson has thanked commanders and federal citizens for their overwhelming support for increased security within the Federation. The Proactive Detection Bureau, which intercepts communications within federal space as a means of detecting crimes before they happen, is unable to intercept some forms of covert communication, and it was these communication data packets that this initiative sought to gather. Hudson declared that he and Vice President Archer are now in a far better position to protect federal citizens from terrorist attack. As a result of the new provisions, federal commanders coming back to reality after weeks spent in the Odyssey Galaxy Simulator have found that their part of the galaxy has changed dramatically. Where once the Federation was run largely on behalf of corporations with little regard for the civil rights of individuals, the Domestic Counterterrorism Act now means that the corporations are complaining about their private data being intercepted and no regard whatever is being given to the civil rights of individuals. Ships are tagged and their position monitored, and there are rumours that the new kill warrant scanners given as reward to those who most supported the clampdown on civil rights will be used to report potential wrongdoers to the federal authorities for arbitrary imprisonment without trial. Civil rights activists continue to protest against the provisions of the Domestic Counterterrorism Act, which are seen by many to be disproportionate to the threat posed, now that the NMLA's alleged sponsor, Imperator Hadrian Duval, is under siege in Piraeus.
The only person in the galaxy who still has access to the Odyssey Galaxy Simulator after Wednesday's shutdown, the so-called head of online at the Pilots Federation, Commander Dav Stott, has dispensed wisdom and potentially also secret messages from the home of the big red button earlier today. Commander Stott manages many thousand hamsters spread across a number of availability zones. These hamsters have different roles. Some of them paint pictures of the galaxy to display on the viewing screen in commanders' cockpits. Others introduce commanders to other commanders as a sort of dating service, or help commanders to buy and sell commodities. Some of them run very fast round their hamster wheels to generate electricity and counteract entropy and the eventual heat death of the universe. Commander Stott is very important because he's the only person who knows how to train the hamsters. He enjoys walking, whiskey, and drawing charts with sigma curves. He's also head of mauve adders, scarlet crates and purple pythons, and as such should be feared by commanders everywhere. As head of online, Commander Stott is the first employee in the Pilots Federation to be in charge of an adjective. And this has started a trend, with Sally Morgan Moore appointed head of pink, and Arthur Tolmie the new head of bald.
And that's this week's Galnet News. Galnet News. We read the news so you don't have to.